All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, um, hopefully you watched the first video there for the assignment 1. For assignment 2, we're going to take it in a slightly different direction where we were multiplying. Now we are dividing, which seems kind of weird, right? Because exponents are multiplication. Now we're dealing with division. This is actually going to look very similar to some of the stuff we've already done. So hang in there. I think you guys will be all right. On the top of this fraction, so we do have fractions. Fractions are the same thing as dividing. Instead of multiplying, we are going to divide x to the 5th divided by x to the 8th. Now, for your expanded form, just so you can see, deal with the numerator, then the denominator, and then we'll worry about how to combine them. Because you can see x to the 5th and x to the 8th, they both have the same base of x, different exponents, obviously. So when we go to do the expanded form, and you are going to type it out, and if you can't type it out, I don't mind if you do it on paper and put a picture in the box. But on the top, we have 5 x's being multiplied. So let's write that out. All right. And on the bottom, we have 8 x's. 2, 3, 4, 6. All right. Not the best x's, but you might recall from our previous thing when we were simplifying is you can just cancel anything that's the same on the top and the bottom. So this is a method that you can do. 1, 3, 4, 5. Anything that's the same on the top and the bottom when you're dividing, they just cancel out. So all that's left then is on the top is a 1 because there's nothing left, and the top is all cleared out. And those x's, these 3, have to be on the bottom. So we'll put them back together, and it would be x to the 3rd. Now, how are we going to do this in that box? And then is there a shorter way to do that? Am I going to have to do that for every single one? Depends. If you're able to get the shortcuts or the quicker way, that's fine. But be aware you can always go back to this way of doing it. Now, how are we going to type this? All right. In expanded form, this is how I want you to do it. You are going to insert an equation. All right. The reason I paused is because it looks like the expanded form is going to be a little bit harder to type out than I had a thought. So what I'd rather you do is insert image. We'll go to camera. All right. And we will insert that picture. I'm going to crop it a little bit. All right. So as you can see then, I'm going to go ahead and erase this. 5 x's on the top and 8 x's on the bottom of the fraction. It is going to be easier just to take the picture of those. Now the exponential form, you can type this insert equation. Now, we know there's going to be 3 left on the bottom, and if we sat here and canceled, we could do that. But if you notice, it's 1 over x to the 3rd, right? Now, we're going to get a little bit more into it, but what you're going to do is you're going to subtract the exponents, right? And where there are more, there will be on the bottom. So what I mean is 8 minus 5 is 3. And we're going to get a little bit into negative exponents next week. Because what you would actually do is 5 minus 8. You always want to do top to bottom. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. That negative means it's in the bottom. We'll get to that, but for right now, all you need to know is going to be 1 over x to the 3rd. All right, so now let's go to the next one. Here we have numbers, and you treat them just like the variables. You take the base, and let's take it top and bottom. On the top, how many 5s are we multiplying? We're multiplying 2 5s. And how many threes? 5 threes. And on the bottom, 3 threes. So I already wrote this out. So hold on a second. Let's go ahead and insert so you can see what this looks like. Oops. Didn't take the picture, my bad. Make sure you insert the correct picture. I'm going to crop out silliness at myself. All right, and you can see 2 5s and then 5 3s on the top and then 3 3s on the bottom. Now, how are we going to simplify this? Again, you could just cancel. You could cancel the 3s on the top and the bottom, or, now look, there's only those 5s on the top. So let's go and insert an equation. All right, we have 2 5s on the top, so 5 squared on the top. Now, are we even going to have a bottom, I guess, is a question, because look, you're going to cancel. I can even use the pen here. Oops. Great. Use the pen, and what you can do is 1, 2, 3. And what you're left with is 2 3s on the top. Now, how could we do that with the shortcut? Take a look. 5 minus 3 is 2. So it'll be 3 up to the, oops, let's see if I can get back here. 3 to the 2. Yeah, so we don't have a denominator anymore because all of the 3's cancel with the 3's on the top. Or they have the same base. So 5 minus 3. Subtract the exponents. So when it's multiplication, you add the exponents. When it's division, you subtract the exponents. 5 minus 3, 2. Another way you could do that is you could separate that 5 out. 5 squared. And then just deal with the 3's. 3 to the 5th and 3 to the 3rd. And then you know it's 5 squared. And then 3 to the 5th, 5 minus 3, 3, 2. That'd be another way you could do it. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So treat it as 2 separate things for now. I'm going to go ahead and insert the picture so we can talk about it. All right, so what is happening here? I missed a 6. There are 3 6s on the top. Well, that picture is just not right. All right. That is better. So 3 6s being multiplied on the top. 2 8s being multiplied on the top. Don't worry about the 8 to the 4th for now. Just take a look at the bottom. There's 6 5s, or 5 6s, sorry. 5 6s being multiplied on the bottom. Now, separately, there are 8 4s being multiplied. Now, I put it over 1 to kind of help you out because those 8s, those 4 8s, go on the top. So when we go to combine everything, those 8s go with the 8s on the top. Anytime you have a number, you can write it over 1. That's fine. That's what I did there. Now, let's take a look at writing this as an equation. All right, so what is that going to look like? Well, how many 8s are being multiplied on the top? Let's deal with that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is very similar to the first video. You have these 8s. You can add the exponents because you're multiplying them. So there are 6 8s. And those are on the top. So 8, let me write that. 8 to the 6th on the top. Now, let's look. There are 3 on the top, 3 6s on the top, 5 on the bottom. We can cancel. 1, 2, 3. And there are 2 6s remaining on the bottom. The other thing you can look at is 3 minus 5 is 2. And there are more on the bottom than on the top, 6 squared. So we're going to go ahead and write that as 8 to the 6th over 6 to the. All right, for the last one, I already inserted the picture, but basically expand the top, expand the bottom, keep them as the top and the bottom. There's a 4 on both the top and the bottom. There are 2 x's being multiplied on the top, x squared, 2 y's being multiplied on the top, and then bottom, write it out the same way. Now, numbers still divide like numbers. Okay, and in this case, it's nice. 4 divided by 4 ends up being 1. How many x's on both the top and the bottom? There are 2. They both cancel. The x's disappear. And then you can cancel 1 y on the top and the bottom, and you're left with just the y. Now, how to do this using our rule? 4 divided by 4 is 1. You can rewrite this 4 over 4, x squared over x squared, and y squared over y. Because it's multiplication, you can rearrange it, write it however. 4 divided by 4 is 1, x squared. So if you want to use the division rule, 2 minus 2 is 0. So those would just disappear. And then there's an exponent on this. It's a 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So all we have left there, we don't even have to insert an equation. It is